Hello, everyone. I'm back with another podcast with one of the amazing guests we have here today. Her name is Seerat Khan, and Seerat and I worked in Broadpeak together for like I think few months. But it was a great time with her, and I was scrolling through her profile, and I thought that she's a good guest for the next podcast. So Seerat is an independent founder. She's a business developer, and she is Women in Games ambassador as well. Thank you so much, Seerat, for taking out some time on this busy day and being a part of my show. So please introduce yourself in detail to my audience.
Thank you so much, Hassan, for having me. It's actually such a pleasure, and this is a very good way for spending a Sunday. My name is Seerat, and I am 28 years old, and currently I'm a founder and business lead at Geyser Games, which is an independent game development studio. We have a very well-versed team of artists that have worked in AAA companies and worked on blockbuster games, and our first title is under development, and so that's really exciting, and it takes up some of the time that I have. Secondly, I'm a person who is, I would say, a seasoned business development professional. So one thing that I would take under my belt is that I've worked in the triple helix sort of the industry, so academia, industry, and government. And my time in the government was at the Prime Minister's office under the Cabinet Division for a federal tech authority, which
Okay.
has this mission of creating more and more special technology zones and reducing, if not completely eliminating, taxes for startups and making it easy for startups to come into incubation zones and get government support. My time in academia was with British Council and the University of Portsmouth, which was a very unique experience for me as well because it really was at the heart of the highest quality of education, which is the British education sector. And my recent experience was at Epic Games. I was a business development associate for the Middle East, North Africa, and Pakistan region, which was a total of 18 countries. And this was primarily for Unreal Engine. So we were creating awareness and adoption in the region. And after that, I went on a short break, and then my career has taken on in the role of a founder currently.
Very nice. I think you wore different hats throughout your journey and you have a diverse experience in different fields. That's good to know.
Thank you so much.
So, I mean, I want to understand your story. Like, how did your journey into gaming and tech started at first place?
So my journey in generally gaming, I would say, because gaming is something I categorize with the act of playing, was
Okay.
when I got my first Nintendo Game Boy when I was a kid. And then after that, it got upgraded to somebody gave us a used PlayStation 1, and then we ended up saving money, bought a PlayStation 2. And then I really, the world of games was so interactive and it was so escapist for me at the time growing up that I would spend my entire day playing games. And then my parents just shut it down and they were like, no, you have to focus on other things and you have to focus on sciences and maths instead of this stuff. But then growing up, I never actually thought that I could have a career in the games industry. Never. I didn't even know that, like, you can sit in Pakistan and work at, like, Pakistan has a booming game development sector. I didn't know that. But then I got hired at Epic Games, and that happened in 2023. And that really started everything for me. It was, I would say, by far my best career experience of all time. I had an amazing line manager. Um, and he's a very brilliant and remarkable person. My issue always with working was that I hated working if I was working under somebody that I wouldn't think is remarkable. Like, if I was not inspired by them, it was hard for me to work. Even though I would give everything on time, all the deliverables, but I wanted my manager to be inspiring, and that's what happened at Epic Games. And mashallah, he works at Google now. So he's a
I know
very,
him.
yeah,
I know
ambitious
him.
person. Yeah, very ambitious person, and doing a lot for the gaming sector. So he taught me everything I would say I know about the game sector. And then I'm born and raised in Saudi Arabia, and I've
Okay.
also worked briefly in Egypt, and I partially speak Arabic. So the Middle East region was something that was just like home for me, and I wanted to work in the Middle East region so much, and the fact that I had um, 18 countries to look after was one of the best things that could ever happen for me. And the biggest were the MENA 5. So the MENA 5 were Pakistan, Egypt, KSA. UAE, and Turkey. We had our most monthly active users on the engine from these five countries. And then I worked with the governments. I worked with the highest players, the companies. We went and we had events there. So I organized events there as well. And it was just a great experience working with academia, industry, government in all of these countries. So that was one of the best experiences. So that is what started my journey in gaming. And when I married my husband, who's an artist, and he also works at Epic,
Okay.
so he currently works at Epic. But I was there for a contract. So I met him there, and we got married. And after that, he really opened me up to art and gaming, and he would encourage me to play. And he really got me to play again. After my childhood, it was like banned for me when I was a kid. So then I started to play. And when I became a player, and I just got really lucky that I got a team that wanted to build a game. And the opportunity of being a founder is not something I chased, but it just fell into my lap. So it's just something that into my lap because of my business experience, and I took it up because everyone else in my team is like working as a 3D artist or environment artist, game director, creative director, and none of them had like a business acumen. So it's just
Okay.
something that like stood up for me and it fell into my lap. That's what happened.
And you talked about that in Epic Games, your main job was to increase the adoption in these five regions, right?
Yes.
So, what was yours? So, my first question is why there was a specific need of increasing the adoption in these areas? And secondly, how do you strategize these adoptions in these areas?
So the Middle East, North Africa, Pakistan region, and especially Turkey, is one of a growth market. So the growth
Okay.
markets were India, Latin America, and Southeast Asia and Middle East. And we really wanted Epic Games, as the creator of Fortnite, one of the most viral games, to have
Right.
a footing there because people who really are giving you a lot of numbers in your game, they're making the most islands in Fortnite, they're spending so many hours on Fortnite. They need to feel that the company is actually listening to their feedback, is adopting their feedback. Now Fortnite, for the past couple of years, because of our initiatives, Fortnite has Ramadan events, and there are so many studios that we have helped with localization, right? So
A regional
the
touch in the games. Okay.
regional touch in the games, and then also not just the games, but we went there and we taught people Unreal Engine for free. So we helped them make games, and
Okay.
then Epic also gives
Wow.
these Epic mega grants. So if you have an amazing game, you can just pitch it to Epic, and they will give you a grant for your game.
Okay.
So Epic was doing everything. They were doing community activation, they were doing education. You could become an Unreal authorized instructor, and you could teach it, and you could earn money, and Epic would pay you. And then you could also make an Unreal authorized training center. Or if you're a university, you want to teach Unreal Engine, you can partner with Epic and become an Unreal academic partner. See, these all these things were badges, and everyone would proudly have that badge that like, okay, I am partnered with Epic. So these things were incentives, and the strategy was very much around the fact that educate people on Unreal Engine, because the adoption we wanted was for Unreal Engine, not Fortnite. Fortnite
Okay.
can do that for itself
Yeah.
because, but Unreal Engine is something we wanted people to adopt. We didn't want them
Okay.
to use other engines. We wanted them to
I
use
see.
Unreal Engine. And the coolest games right now are made in Unreal Engine because it's something that gives you that edge that some of the other engines don't have all of those facilities and modules that Unreal Engine does. So the strategy was that we also tapped governments. So governments, we would go to, like for example, we had a partnership with Dubai Future Foundation. We had a partnership with Saudi Ministry of Information and Technology. So we were using their platforms, and we were collaborating our influence and their platforms to penetrate the market. So we wanted to do something similar to, like, like a million coders program, but million Arab coders program. So like
Okay.
everything was intensely localized, and we were giving them Unreal authorized instructors in their languages, so they were studying in Arabic and in Turkish. So that exactly really helped them, and the fact that, like, I was me and my boss, we were completely responsible for Middle East, so I'm always available to talk to you, right? So I was always available to get on calls with studios, ask them what's happening, what's the issue in your game, I would connect them to technical account managers. I would connect them to solution architects. I would give them access to the developer network where they can post their questions and have a community. So it's like, it was kind of like making them feel heard and giving them a community. That was the main strategy, awareness and adoption, because we weren't chasing sales of anything, right? Because Unreal Engine is free, so we just wanted awareness and adoption, and we tapped different like tiers, like government, okay, academia, individuals, studios, incubators, accelerators, and then the people who just like games.
And I like the idea behind adoption and localization and promoting real Unreal Engine. I think that shows the vision and the mindset of the CEO of the company, that they want to expand to a level where everyone has got access to the platform. They can create games and be more creative, which is amazing.
Yeah, yeah, it really
What's
is.
your favorite game, by the way? So we talked about Lord. So what's your favorite game?
My favorite game, I would say, currently of all time, I would say, I was actually making a list of this the other week, would be Ghost of Tsushima, which is number one. And
Okay,
then the second would be Space Marine 2, so Warhammer.
okay,
And then the third would be Uncharted.
okay. I have never played any of these, but I'll
It's
download these
okay.
and try to.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. You will love them.
I
You
love
really
Tekken. I
like it.
love fighting games.
Actually, you love
It gives
fighting.
inst.
But do you like fighting an opponent, or can you go out and fight aliens and stuff?
Not into it. It's, I only like
Okay.
Street Fighter kind of a thing. So I
Okay.
love Tekken 8, 7, and
Mortal
all.
Kombat, Street Fighter,
I don't
Tekken
like
is for
Mortal
you.
Kombat. I tried that. I
Okay.
didn't like that, but I like. I think up till now, my most favorite out of these fighting games is Tekken.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Anything that can
And
start you into gaming is good for you. It's like a
yeah,
stress
yeah,
relief.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a very famous saying in Pakistan, and "Khiloge kudoge hoge kharab." Have you heard about this
Yes,
before?
but not the second part. ये मैंने अभी सुना है.
Yeah, so again, I repeat. So, पढ़ोगे लिखोगे बनोगे नवाब और खेलोगे कूदोगे तो होगे खराब. But it's the opposite now. We have a classic example of Arslan Ash. He's, you know, right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a world's best Tekken player, and
He's
we all
amazing.
know. Yeah, I think Red Bull covered his story on his life. On It's available on YouTube. It's an amazing video. I've seen that, and his journey was very inspiring. And I think Pakistan Badke, we never thought of that.
Never
Someone
thought
who is
of that.
sitting in Lahore with small house but big dreams can go to a level where he's the best Pakistani player. So it's a proud moment for all Pakistanis. I think
Best in
gaming
the
industry,
world. Best in the
exactly.
world. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
So I think the industry is booming, and more players are coming in, and I think that's an amazing thing. So go
yeah.
ahead. You want to say something? Go ahead.
But I can, what I can say about Arsalan Ash is that everything, that all the respect and recognition that he has, he has completely earned it himself without any
Correct.
support of
Hundred
anyone,
percent.
and he 100% deserves it. He deserves more,
Yes.
and people like
Yes.
him deserve more of it. And nobody can come and take credit for whatever he has achieved.
100%. Hundred
I
percent.
do not believe that our systems, our government, and our entire status as a socio-economic nation is helping people like him.
Except
So
cricket.
yeah, I mean, it's just like people still, boomers and like people of our parents generation, they still don't know that, oh, मतलब गेम खेलने में, मतलब इसमें पैसे भी
Yeah.
हैं, like, this is a career. This is a career. People are like, actually, you can become an artist and work at a game company, right?
Correct.
Drawing something is not कि उसको फाड़ के छुपाना नहीं चाहिए कि ये drawing क्यों कर रहा है, so it's like everything that guy has, he it's was
He truly earned it.
put it to
Yeah.
himself. He truly earned it. He truly earned it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we didn't have any systems to support him. Not
Correct.
at all.
Correct. 100% correct. Yeah. Spot on. So, what made you decide to start Kaiser Games?
Well, like I said, Kaiser Games is something I will never take credit for anything about it. So I don't think that the credit is to me. Even the name is not from me. The logo is not from me. The idea of the game, that we're going to make a science fiction horror set in space,
Okay.
that is not from
Okay.
me, right? But it's like, what made me start Kaiser Games is it, like, just like I said, that I had this amazing opportunity to step up when I was having a discussion with my team. So the team is actually like really close friends, and almost just like family friends. And they all have experience in gaming companies and AAA games and blockbuster games. And one of them also has experience with like his own title. So it's not just like he has experience with their own games as well. So I was just given this opportunity that, you know what, we really want to do this, but we need somebody like you, because it's technical people and business never
I get it.
make,
I get it.
yeah, yeah,
The fusion of
because
both.
I am not
Yeah.
technical.
Okay.
I cannot save my life. Like even right now, my husband came and he set up the whole podcast thing for me, and he has been doing it for like 15 minutes, and he's like, okay, now it's ready. You can come and just do it. So it's literally like I'm not a technical person, but then I was just thinking about it. Okay, and then when I saw the game, like whatever is going on and what the story is, so I started going behind, and I'm actually also a writer. So I've
Okay.
been writing ever since I was really young, and I went back and I started narrative writing the story. And that's when it really stuck with me. Ki, matlab, what exactly would be the character's story, right? And what will be happening in the game, and like why would it be personal, and why would the player care about it, why would the player spend like $5 or $7 and buy it. So when I started doing that, and my passion for writing mixed with it, and my passion for like business development, right, and a good product, a really good experience, because I grew up watching a lot of science fiction movies, and I'm a very avid reader. I've recently become a very deep reader. So I read science
Okay.
fiction novels and every other novel, right? And my passion for writing and storytelling, like communication, talking to people, partnerships, which I have experience in, just it all clicked. And I was like, you know what? I want to do this. I want to do this not because it was my dream of being a founder, or because I wanted to be like a CEO or something, but because I was needed in that situation, and I felt like nobody else could do it better than me, because I knew the team so well on on a family level, and I know the team on a family level, and I also deal with the product as well. So like every iteration I can see it, and I saw myself playing that game. Matlab, all of them are big gamers, and I would not say I'm a big gamer. Matlab, I'm an average gamer, but I saw myself playing that game because it was like because the game is very retro style. It's pixelated, it's retro style. It's not like hyper realistic or anything. So it's something that reminds you of your childhood. So the opportunity just fell into my lap. That's what happened with starting Kaiser.
And I think what I think is that the way they chose you is that I met you personally in Broad Peak. I think the aura you have, the energy you carry is amazing. You
Thank
talk
you.
to people and you know how to interact and make things done. And I think that's the only reason they picked you up and they picked the right person.
Yeah,
Congrats.
they really wanted somebody to sell the game.
Yeah.
Like they wanted a person who will get the sales.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you
Like
so
you have
much.
that in you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
What is the biggest challenge of running an independent game studio in Pakistan?
Yeah, so about the thing we were talking with about Arsalan, the government is the biggest challenge. The biggest challenge
Okay.
is the government, because the government, unfortunately, is not stable. So you cannot ask for long term tech support programs from a government that just keeps changing, and for a government that is not focused on it entirely. So they say that they are, but I have felt that they're not. I actually have a very personal experience with this, because I have seeked government support for Kaiser and I didn't find it. So
Okay.
recently a very hip and trendy incubation for gaming startups launched through the government. When I was at Epic, which was 2 years ago, which was 3 years ago now, I saw the RFP, the proposal for that government incubator for gaming. So I thought that, oh, okay, if I ever have a gaming startup, and if they actually make this incubator and this accelerator for gaming startups, and I'll definitely join. Fast forward to now, they've launched, and I was like, this is amazing for Kaiser. I've just become a founder. I'm gonna apply. I applied, and it was like a Shark Tank situation where there were like 5 or 6 startups, and you had to go into a meeting room and pitch your entire game. And if they liked you, they would select you. So we prepared the pitch. We had this amazing deck, and I presented it. And they said that you had the best pitch of all the startups today. And they also asked us how much investment we want.
Okay.
And that was just amazing for me. I told them that okay, we would, a minimum of 5 million is something we would want. And then they said that okay, you were amazing, and then like in a couple of weeks they're like, you're selected in the program and you're in, right? I'm not naming them, but I'm sure if you look around you'll find who I'm talking about. And then what happened is there was no money. Their website said that they would give funds, but
Okay.
when I asked in the call, okay, like you're asking me how much I want, and I want 5 million for my company. And of course, like it's a government initiative, so I didn't think that they would take equity. But if you want equity, we can discuss it and we
Yeah.
can give you. Yeah, right. They said that वो तो बहुत बाद के स्टेज में होगा. I was like चलो ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, अब हम select हो जाएं तो हम celebrate कर रहे थे. When we got
Right.
selected, I was very happy or and all that, right? Because they said कि बाद में वो शायद होगा or not. मैंने कहा आपकी वेबसाइट पे तो लिखा हुआ है. So they were like नहीं, no, they weren't like yes or no. या मतलब mostly no की तरफ जा रही थी बात. And then what happened is when their program started, they wanted us to attend sessions physically in Lahore and Karachi, and and there is no office in Islamabad, and their offices are based out of universities like LUMS or like universities
Okay.
like that. And they're saying कि we're providing pods, we're providing Wi-Fi, and we're providing high speed internet, you can come and work here and all of that. And the program, okay, now that I am selected in your program, what are you doing for me? I have a team that alhamdulillah, my team is like, they worked at A to triple A projects, and they worked on big like I myself was in a company that worked on Fortnite, right? Their support to me was कि आप सेशन में आ जाएं, और जो सेशन था वो पता है क्या था? Intro to game development, intro to game design. Like why would I'm so sorry. I know that if somebody listens to this podcast and they're gonna know what I'm talking about, and they might even cancel me for saying this. But and then they were like कि sessions में आ नहीं रहे हैं. So we were like, sorry, we're not available, ye wo blah blah blah, because it was like a school thing. And then they were like, no,
Yeah.
if you are not available, you have to email us pata nahi kitne days in advance, and you can't just cancel. And the energy was so rude ke, like I was like, you know what, we're pulling out, we don't want to be here, because if there's no funding, my programmer is the best programmer in Pakistan. I don't want him to go to your session and sit there and be like "Ke programming kaise karte hain." No, we don't need this from you. We know everything. Pakistan's tech human capital is one of the highest in the world. Pakistan has the best coders, Pakistan has the best even hackers, and Pakistan has the best technical professionals in software houses around the world, where you yourself are working for a company that's based
Yeah.
somewhere else, right? It's based somewhere else. So there's so many models like this where people are working on US timings. I have a friend who did like a similar job to yours, but of course like on an associate level, where she was like in client relations and something, and she worked a night job with a very good pay, but it was at home and US timings. So like we have freelancers, we have all of that, and
Yeah. Yeah.
they are stuck in quicksand, they're stuck in the mud, they're stuck in deep waters, and they're trying to swim out on their own. And you're like, we're doing a government initiative, and when they show up, you're like introduction to programming or introduction to game design.
I think they were treating you more like a final year project of a university, which is not the case, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
That shows the level of think tanks sitting above us. I don't want to say anything bad
एंड
about them,
दे
but
मतलब 3 साल लगे थे इस ये जो
my God.
इंस्टीट्यूट है ना, इसको तीन मतलब इसकी RFP मैंने देखी थी एपिक गेम्स में. तो लाइक जब ये बना ही नहीं था, एंड दिस इज अ जॉइंट फंक्शन, इट्स अ जॉइंट वेंचर ऑफ द पाकिस्तान टेक्नोलॉजी फंड. So like the Pakistan Technology Fund is a fund that has funded this program. So why are you not giving me the funds? Like I need the fund, and you said I had a great pitch. So like
I mean, कहते हैं कि मुल्क अल्लाह अल्लाह हंसने चल रहा है. Otherwise, the kind of people who are running the show, if you look at the qualification, you'll be surprised that चल क्या रहा है इसके
yeah,
ऊपर. But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can
So
feel that
it's
pain. I
like,
can feel your pain. Yeah.
yeah, and they're like हम गेमिंग के लिए बहुत कुछ कर रहे हैं. गेमिंग नहीं, आपने अभी तक फ्रीलांसर बेचारे के लिए कुछ नहीं किया. वी डोंट हैव अ पेमेंट मेथड दैट आई कैन, इफ आई
They don't
गेट
have payment
खुदा ना,
gateways exactly. Exactly.
oh my god, खुदा ना खास्ता, if I give my bank account to somebody who is gonna give me like even $1,000, और मुझे भेज दे मेरे अकाउंट, बस मेरी मुसीबत स्टार्ट हो
True.
जाएगी.
True. 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 I see. Okay.
आप women तो छोड़ ही दें, वो भी it's an organization that did not start in Pakistan. People are trying to do this across the world. They are trying to bring minorities forward even in games. And यहाँ पे आपके बेसिक फाउंडेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशनल सिस्टम्स में मतलब एक पैसे की ट्रांजैक्शन हम नहीं कर सकते. वी आर वन ऑफ द मोस्ट हाईली टैक्स्ड पीपल इन द कंट्री, द सैलरी क्लास, एंड वी आर गिविंग दोज टैक्सेस. बट द थिंग इज दैट ये जो इस पर्टिकुलर इंस्टीट्यूशन जो गेमिंग का रिसेंट इंक्यूबेटर लॉन्च हुआ है गवर्नमेंट के, मैं उसको आई रियली वांटेड टू एक्सपोज इट बिकॉज आई एम नॉट सेइंग के आई फेल्ट लाइक आई एम सुपीरियर, मैं क्यों इन सेशंस में. पहली बात, मैंने तो बैठना ही नहीं था क्योंकि टेक्निकल लोगों ने बैठना था, और जो मेरे टेक्निकल लोग हैं वो लिटरली ही इज द बेस्ट प्रोग्रामर इन पाकिस्तान. लाइक दैट्स हाउ ही गेट्स रिकॉग्नाइज्ड. सो लाइक व्हाई वुड ही कम हियर एंड यू आर सेइंग कि हम आपकी सपोर्ट करें? दैट्स नॉट. if somebody has started a business, you don't need to tell them anything. उन्होंने रिस्क लेना है, रिस्क आप बस उनको सपोर्ट करें, उनको उनके लीगलाइजेशन में, उनको एक्सपेंशन में, उनको मर्चेंडाइजिंग में, फ्रेंचाइजिंग में, उनको बाकी चीजों में, टैक्सेशन में हेल्प करें, टैक्स रिड्यूस कर दें, सब्सिडी दे दें, ये सब कुछ कर दें, फॉरेक्स में हेल्प कर दें. बट ये कहना कि जो है डेबिट क्रेडिट से खाना, इससे तो उसकी हेल्प नहीं होगी.
So, see that I have another question regarding this, whatever you're saying. In terms of playing a game, you said, and I've also seen a lot of men are good players. Why do you think women are not into gaming to that level? Not in just Pakistan. I think it's worldwide. It's the same thing. So, what do you think was is the reason behind it?
या दैट इज ट्रू. आई वुड से कि लड़कियां ज्यादा गेम्स नहीं खेलती, या अगर खेलती हैं तो वो नजर नहीं आती. बट आई हैव रिसेंटली सीन so many Twitch streamers that are women.
Okay.
And there's because you know when you're on Twitch you can just
Yeah.
stream yourself playing a game like we're talking right now. So I've seen so many Twitch streamers, but in Pakistan I can definitely say that I haven't seen a lot of female Twitch streamers who are streaming themselves, because again, this country is not safe for women. Like, there are people, if I'm streaming myself playing a game, right, it's a very social setting, it's not like a boss employee setting. I'm sitting casually and I'm like, streaming myself. And it's the same because I saw this on Instagram as well, that there was a couple that was posting pictures of their child, and people were commenting saying that do not post pictures of your child. Like, uske school ka badge nazar aa raha hai uske uniform pe. People will hunt you down. They will go to your kid's school and they'll find you, right? Because like anyone can come and find you, right? And it's not just that, but mostly there's a lot of barriers to things like this. There's this hate comments, and they'll talk about your appearance, they'll talk about all of these things, right? And in terms of putting yourself out there, I would say that Pakistani women would feel more scared because we do have one of the highest femicide rates in the world, and one of the highest rates up there with Turkey. We have those rates, and generally you just feel scared putting yourself out there, because अगर मैं अपने आप को stream कर रही हूँ while playing a game, मेरी audience भी पाकिस्तानी ही होगी, and what will I get by doing that? But ये है कि women do play, and I play myself. It is the same thing कि it's like assumed कि women are not good drivers, so the same thing is assumed कि women are not good players. But I think that there might be some truth to the playing thing, not the driving thing, because I taught my husband how to drive. Like, so I taught him how to drive and my mother taught me. So I don't agree with the driving thing. But वो वैसे ये है कि there are some women जो कि बहुत ही गलत चलाती हैं. But ये है कि in terms of games, I I'm not I'm an average player, but my husband, who's a pro player, like he's really, one time he wanted to like go in the same career as Arsalan Ash, but he's not a professional player, I would say, but he could go in that league. He wanted to.
He plays good Tekken.
He doesn't like Tekken. I'm sorry, but
I want to
like
play with him.
yeah, you would love playing with him. So he says that I'm a good player. So he says that strategy अच्छी होती है, and when you go in, just go aggressively, which is a good strategy. So बस ये है कि पाकिस्तानी इन्फ्लुएंसर्स भी बहुत हैं, ब्लॉगर्स भी बहुत हैं, राइट? वो सारी बैरियर, पब्लिसिटी का बैरियर खत्म हो चुका है. बट गेमिंग, अगेन, इट्स अ मेल डोमिनेटेड स्पेस. मुझे लगता है कि गाइस भी ज्यादा खेलते हैं, कि guys play it more. Guys are really good at it, because I think they've gotten the time to do that, और लड़कों को छूट भी दी जाती है ना, हमें तो छूट भी नहीं दी जाती किसी चीज की, लाइक एक बस नहीं, आप जॉब
I get
करो,
it.
पढ़ाई
I
करो,
get it.
साइंसेस।
Social pressure on when women is more than a male, so
हाँ,
I get it.
या,
But I think the gaming, the thing I love about gaming, I recently started playing it. I was not a player at all. My brother, elder brother, he used to be, he's in the UK now, he used to be best Moha and Counter Strike player in Pindi and Islamabad. And
वाओ, दैट्स
yeah,
अमेजिंग।
and he used to do a job in Sunnypex ki basement mein. There was a gaming cafe. He used to work there.
या,
His name, he used to play with a pseudonym SK, and he was one of the best player. And whenever I go,
दैट्स
किसी भी
अमेजिंग।
gaming community में, तो they know him.
हिम,
People used to call him SK.
एसके,
So yeah, but I recently started playing Tekken and all these games, and I realized one thing: when you're playing Tekken, you're actually reading the opponent's mind.
या,
The shot marega, so you strategize. And I think when I play with my son, and sometimes I was like, shit, man, I wasn't expecting this, and so
ही
it
वाज,
also builds up your, I think, thinking capability, and you start looking at things in a different angle as well. So I think gaming is not for fun; it also helps you strategize things in
yes,
real
yes,
life.
there's so many researches that and articles have come out that have said that you need to let your kids play games because it helps their cognitive function. It helps
Ye-
their it because games where you have to make a decision, you have to see all outcomes, you have to make a decision, you have to make the right decision, and you there are some puzzles as well. Like for example, even in Tekken, opponent है उसके अगर 5 अटैक हैं तो मतलब आपको एक जगह
And a lot of people when I play games, so I'm not a expert of Tekken, but I there's a term called spammer. I know, right? So I have almost mastered spamming of every single Tekken player, and I'm
wow.
famous. When I there's a remote in front of my hand, so I configure the upper button to do that spamming. So you know what my name is in the office. People call me Finger Ash. I play game with one button. I play game with just one button, and I beat the hell out of people. People are literally the good players are literally on toes when I'm playing with them because my spamming is next level, right? So I know how
That's
to.
so cool. That's
Yeah.
so cool though.
So
Because
so
you've hacked it, what you're good at and what is working in the game. So that's really good.
one of the person was like, "मैं तुम्हें सिखा देता हूँ. I know how to play." I go, no. For me, winning is
Nahi,
everything. If I'm
this
winning,
works for me.
and I'm famous for that, people literally the newbies come in the training में होते हैं. They're like, कहते हैं, "You wanna play with me?" कहते हैं, "We have seen you playing and you are too brutal, so we don't want to play with you anymore."
Uh-huh.
So the dashit and the taka you have, I love that thing, right?
Yeah,
Playing
definitely.
game is love.
Tekken is fun. We also had Tekken in the office. So it was one of the first things I played before getting back to games. It is fun to play.
Nice, nice. Okay, a lot of talk about games. I want to touch base a little bit on the leadership part. So, as a founder, how do you define a good leadership?
Well, as a founder, and generally, I have worked in a leadership development organization for a couple of 2 years, I would say, ISEC, which is a UN affiliated organization. The meaning of leadership development and leadership in general is something that I learned over there. I had a team of 25 people, and I was in the national office, which I was elected into. So, the meaning of leadership that I learned from that organization is something I carry forward even today. And I think leadership is the idea of doing something by example, leading by example
Wow,
first.
I like that.
You have to put yourself out in the line of defense because that's what the difference is between a manager and especially like a micromanager or a manager. That a manager, there's this very common theme that like the manager will be in the backside and they'll be like instructing you. But they won't be in the line of fire, and the leader would be standing in the line of fire, and then the leader would make sure that nobody gets left out, and to keep the overall person's identity before the work. So when I was leading a team of 4 people, a support team, a national support team of 4 people in that organization. My goal was to become friends with them and to ask them, matlab, what do you want to achieve from this? And then I will tune myself. You don't have to tune yourself to me. I'll tune myself so that you can say that I learned something from her. because it would be really embarrassing for me that like I didn't give you anything, right? And in terms of in the founder situation, like as in Kaiser, it's something that keeping everyone like having those routine checkups and having those sync meetings, that if we don't do that, we feel very disconnected as a team. So I think leadership individually, everyone has that, because my team is very different. We It's like they're all sort of founders on their own, because I would be paying them in equity, because they are the team that's like in the foundation, right? And they're not somebody I've hired. So no one is doing anything for payment right now. And they're all very much motivated, self motivated on their own. It's like their game more than anything. So there's that. And leadership is definitely somebody who leads by example. Like I usually start the conversation with, "Okay, I've done this in business development. I've the marketing strategy. I've scouted different newsletters, and I've done some market analysis, and kya scene hai?" You know, like not ke like tumne kuch nahi kiya, but like ke like what's going on, and let's meet and things like that. So I think, and especially in games or in anything, the chill environment is very important, because everyone is like pausing, taking 1 hour or 2 hour out from their jobs and doing this. So I'm the only person that could step up as a founder, because all of them are like tied up with NDAs, right? So that's why I say that this opportunity, it was like a Cinderella fitting the shoe in the right spot, and like a puzzle getting fixed in that situation. Okay, I can step up and I have the right experience. And all of them are like doing it like part time. So there's that. They have a lot of leadership in them, because it's not just about the equity, it's about the fact that it's their game more than it's mine.
Um, I do have a lot of. I think I have plethora of questions about leadership to ask, but I think we are short on time, so I'm gonna skip and gonna go to the last round, which is fun and light questions. I will
Thank you.
invite you again for leadership and other stuff questions because I'm enjoying this podcast, but I'm very mindful of your
Thank you
time too
so
as
much.
well. So I'm sorry that we have to wind up a little early.
No, no, it's
Inshallah.
okay. It's okay.
So if your life was a game, what would it be? Or
So
what?
since
Sorry,
you
what would be the title of that game?
that you sent the questions beforehand, and I had time to think about this. And I thought that I think it would be Unlimited Chaos. That would be the title. Unlimited Chaos. Like there is I sometimes I feel like there is, the game would be called Unlimited Chaos, okay? And every time you do something, every time the player does some small thing for themselves, like green tea or like read a book or like, तो उसकी हेल्थ बढ़ती जाएगी, like, और मगर उसको टाइम नहीं मिलेगा ये करने का, like उसको बिल्कुल भी नहीं मिलेगा, या अच्छा चलो playing with my cats, but I do find time for that. I do find time for that, and I really enjoy doing that. But this would be, it's a challenge. Like this would be the game. Okay, there is some chaotic thing will come constantly. Like attacks
I
आएंगे
get it.
आपके ऊपर,
I get
chaos
it.
के attacks आएंगे, और आपने उनको
Unseen
dodge.
circumstances. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
so that would be the
Now,
game.
this reminds me of when I was reading this Amzali Basi's book. He did
Yeah,
mention that there is a video on YouTube, and even Elon Musk is also saying that this entire universe is a game because
simulation.
even yeah, it's a simulation, and someone has written the code for it, and there are ones and zeros.
Mm,
But we will still,
binary
when
code.
we see it, we see that as God who is the coder of this game, and we are playing our role in in that this simulation. So I think your idea is kind of similar. That it has to be a real life with a lot of chaos, and
Yeah, trying to dodge it, and
I love that.
you will lose your health if you like keep getting hit by the chaos. So
Crazy,
you have to like
crazy.
do something small. नमाज पढ़ी, ये कर लिया, okay, had
Why don't you
food, went
develop
to the
this game?
gym.
Why don't you develop this game?
This would be
Nobody
a very
asked us to get
funny
an engine,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, it would be a very funny game.
मजे पढ़
It
ली
would be like
इतना रिवॉर्ड मिलेगा
reward.
Muslim driven game, right? I like the idea. यानी कि new game, and I think this game going to be game changer. So for someone who's going to take this game seriously, I think they're going to change their entire life. So it is going to be a life saver for a few people, I would say. So go for it,
Yeah,
Sirat.
definitely. Yeah, maybe I will.
Okay, are you a coffee or tea lover?
This is a little bit of a controversial question for me. I I can't have both of them.
Why not?
Coffee gives me migraines and tea gives me nausea. So I drink green tea.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
I have gone through a lot of things. Because I'm a health conscious person, and I've had mushroom coffee, I've had matcha, I've had everything.
How's the mushroom coffees taste? I want to try
It's
different
really good,
coffees.
really good, really good. Because
Okay.
they put flavors in it, so you can't taste the mushrooms.
Okay. I'll ask
It's
for
a
the
lit.
flavor offline and at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So yeah.
I'll send you the picture. So
Okay.
yeah, and the website. It's very easy to order. Mushroom coffee is good, but ये होगा कि like you'll get sustained energy throughout the day, and you won't feel like कि you got the surge of energy and crash. वो
Right.
नहीं होगा.
Okay.
That won't
Got it.
happen.
Got
Yeah, so that's good.
it. Any last message or a message to the women out there, because I run Women in Leadership podcast. So any leadership or any kind of message you want to give out to all the women who's watching this podcast?
Never stop. Don't stop. Don't listen to anyone. And just there will be good men along the way. There will be allies. There'll be there will sometimes be women who put you down, right? But just stay up. And the other thing is that something that is personal to me, I can say, is try as many things as you can. Be diverse. Like I've worked as a business professional in different industries, right? So that's what makes me unique, is that I've worked in like academia, tech, and government, all of that, but in the same profession, of course, like as a business development professional. So try as many things as you can, because sometimes being stuck wouldn't be a situation. It wouldn't teach you anything. It wouldn't be a situation that would put you out, like out of your comfort zone, and that's the only place where growth happens. And generally, I would just say that there are good things on the horizon, but some opportunities are meant to be created. So don't wait for anyone to give you a chance. Create your own opportunities.
I love this. Create your own opportunities. Create your own world. Amazing.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you so much, Sirat. I thoroughly enjoyed the entire podcast. I wish we could have more time to talk more about different stuff, but inshallah, next time.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Thank you so
And
much, Hassan,